need some help? There are two things to notice about this yes-no question. First, notice the facial expression and head position used in asking the question. Second, the subject of the sentence "you" is at the end of the question. It could also be signed at the beginning of the question or at the beginning and the end. Yes, I want to put 5 advertisements in the newspaper. Fine. Do you want them to be big or small or what? Pay attention to the facial expression used here. No. I want them all full page with big letters going across the page. Page was fingerspelled. This sign really only indicates the size and shape of whatever is to go across the page. In a newspaper office, it's reasonable to conclude that something like a banner headline is being discussed. Okay, you want 5 pages. Which day? You can associate specific entities with specific fingers and refer to those entities by referring to those fingers. In what follows, we will associate the days Monday through Friday with the thumb and 4 fingers. First you name the day, then point to one of the fingers. This is continued until each finger is associated with one of the days, Monday through Friday. Now in a conversation, touching the middle finger refers to Wednesday, or touching the thumb refers to Monday. Naturally, one wouldn't go to this trouble of doing this unless there was some need to refer to these days and the sequence of days later. Now that Janine has established the days of the week on her hand, let's watch her explain how many bottles of milk there are delivered to a home Monday through Friday. 2 on Monday. 1 on Tuesday. 3 on Wednesday. 2 on Thursday. 1 on Friday. In the dialogue, Janine associates a day of the week with each finger and simultaneously says how many advertisements there are to be on each day. I want 1 page on Monday. Tuesday, a new one. Every day I want a different one. The sign different is repeated 3 or 4 times to indicate that all the pages are to be different. Wednesday, a new one. Thursday, a new one. Friday, a new one. The last one. Each is different, again indicated by a repetition of the sign different. Altogether, 5 advertisements. I don't understand. Pay attention to the fact that in addition to the signs not and understand, there is also a side-to-side head shake. Earlier, the days Monday through Friday were associated with the thumb and four fingers. That association is still present at this point in the conversation. In order to refer to these days on the fingers, the hand must be opened and in the 5 hand shape. This leaves only one hand available for making other signs. Keeping this in mind, try to figure out the next line in the dialogue. I want 5 different ones, and then the sign different was made 5 times with only one hand next to the thumb and 4 fingers, indicating that each advertisement was to be different. Draw or drawing. Draw or drawing. I see. Do you have pictures or drawings? I don't want any. I'll explain. Center. Center. There are several signs with a bent or with an almost an 8 hand shape which are related to being bare, naked, or empty. For example, bald, which can be made above the head or on the back of the hand. If you move the same hand shape down over your palm without touching your palm, it can be used to show that a page is blank. A blank page. The page on Monday, in the center, with big letters across the page saying, "Learn the truth." The space above that and below that are to be blank. Janine shows these 2 areas of the page are to be blank. Okay, now the English needs 3 words. These are fingerspelled. Learn the truth. Now remember, the advertisement needs to be in English, so learn the truth was suggested as a translation. The compound of idea and same looks like this. The little finger merely contacts the cheek, followed immediately by the sign same. The compound means based on the same idea, the same plan or logic. Fine. Okay. Now Tuesday will be based on the same principle as Monday. Janine doesn't sign Monday, but merely touches her thumb. But the change is, say in big letters, "Don't be afraid." Line or wire. Line or wire. Okay, Tuesday you want one line, "Don't be afraid." The space above and below that, blank. Rich. Rich. Right. Wednesday is like Monday and Tuesday. She touched her thumb and index finger to show Monday and Tuesday. One line saying, "Will you become rich?" The space above and below that will be blank. I think the English should say, "Will you become rich?" Okay? Remain the same. Remain the same. The sign for okay and fine were repeated and give a meaning like, "That will be fine." Thursday will be like the previous days. One line saying, quote, "Or stay an old maid." The sign remain the same is here translated as stay. Through. Through. Address. Address. Fine. When people read the advertisements 1 through 4, they should be curious. What does it mean? Who? Why? Etc. Now on Friday I want to explain my business, my address, etc. Okay, first I'll make sure 1 through 4 are okay. These are fingerspelled. Learn the truth. Don't be afraid. Will you become rich or stay an old maid? Right, fine. Poem. Poem. That poem is strange or weird. You haven't mentioned your business yet. Predict. Predict. The sign for future is the same as the sign will. Future. I predict the future. Draw. Center. Bald. A blank page. Idea. Compound idea, same. Line. Rich. Stay the same. Through. Address. Poem. Predict. Will or future.